I'm Susan Thomas, and with Suzanne Spooner, we're very excited to share this evening with you and explain a little bit about what we do with quantum healing hypnosis therapy and what it is and the process that we go through when we have a session. Just to simplify, we're just going to call it QHHT. It's a technology that was developed by Dolores as practitioners are able to induce people into a trance through visualization. We're getting them into a somnambulistic or a theta state. The moment upon waking up, and it's that moment right before you fall asleep. So that's the state that you will be in. The client is directed by their subconscious. They're going to be directed to answer questions that they come with for healing and learning important information that they will receive from a past life, something that they need to know now that will help them. Dolores developed this technique, and she has been a hypnotherapist for 50 years. It's a very powerful and unique technique that she developed. When Suzanne and I had the opportunity to study under her, and when you're in the room with her, it is so amazing. The whole room fills up with her energy. And pretty soon you start to notice that your heart is filling up, and pretty soon your heart is opening up. She's an 82-year-old woman, so delightful and so lovely. It was just such an honor to be taught by her. One of the things that is so important to us and so centered to what we're doing is that we have been doing healing and energy work for decades. And our purpose has always been to help people help themselves. And this just fell beautifully into that purpose. And this is our goal, to improve the lives of people that we work with. So we are both dedicated practitioners, and what that means is it's not a hobby to us. We are committed to helping other people. It is a joy to show souls how to tap into their own spectacular selves.
Thank you for sharing your evening with us. We're very excited for the information that we're going to share with you. The theme that we seem to fall into with the work that we've done for many, many years is being able to teach people to help themselves or to teach themselves. We never really have put ourselves into a position of wanting people to come to us for the answers for their greater good. We want people to be able to access that part of them where they can find the answers for themselves. So we're just kind of guides on a path, I would say. The neat thing about quantum healing hypnosis is it gets you in touch with the bigger you. Dolores calls it the subconscious. I would call it probably the high self or the greater consciousness. It says it doesn't matter what you call it because it doesn't have a name. So however you want to term it, that is fine. But the reason why people come for sessions are varied. In general, they fall under the categories of people that have physical illnesses or disease, things that just bother them in day-to-day life can be very life-threatening situations as well. Emotional issues that they have or relationship issues that they may have with people close to them or family members that they've been raised with, that they just don't understand why a situation is the way it is, and they're kind of done hitting their heads on the wall trying to make it work or understand why it's lined up the way that it has. Almost everybody comes, they want to know what their life purpose is, and this is such a clear, concise way of finding out what that is and if you're on the right path. People also have really wide questions. They want to know about reality, and they want to know about consciousness, and they want to know how they fit in to this understanding, what their job is, what they could do to make not only their own lives better, but to make the people who are with them better. And it's kind of like a big blank slate when you come into a session. You come in with a list of questions that you'd like to have answered, and almost without fail, we get through every single one of those questions once we've accessed your high self or subconscious. And we've been put to the test on that one. Last time I talked to you, I had the record. It was somebody had come in with over 80 questions. Susan had
120.
We don't recommend that, okay? You can pare it down a little bit, but typical is, it's probably anywhere between 10 questions and 40. It's probably pretty normal. We tell people if they're going to come in with a big list of questions, put your most important ones at top. A lot of times people kind of word the same question a couple of different ways, so it ends up, and a lot of times when we're in a session, actually, the subconscious will say, I've already answered that. And so we have to go, oh, okay, sorry. On to the next question. The other thing that, I'm going a little off track here, but this is really interesting. A lot of times during a session, the subconscious might say things like, well, they know the answer to this. And that's probably true, but we're recording the session for the client, and it's so important for the client to hear themselves give themselves the answer. I mean, how funny is that? I mean, you're listening to yourself answer your own questions. But so when that occurs, and it usually occurs in almost every session, I don't know if the subconscious gets bored with our questions or it just doesn't want to, feel the need to repeat. We'll always advocate for the client and say, we know they know, but it's very, very important for them to hear you tell them why it is this way. And the subconscious then is always very generous in explaining. We'll even remind them that they're being recorded. So speak clearly and concisely to this person. Probably one of the biggest gifts that comes from having a session is opening up a dialogue between you, your conscious self, and the subconscious. People will say things, when they're referring to their high self or subconscious as, I get a nudge to do this, or my gut tells me to make this decision, or I feel guided to do this, or it's my intuition. That's your subconscious speaking, or your high self. And this technique is just such a gift because it gives your subconscious or high self the ability to speak clearly through you. So it can have the floor. And we ask every once in a while in a session, I'll say, so how is it, to be able to speak through them? And the answers are so heartfelt. It'll be like, oh my gosh, we've been trying to tell them these things for so long. It's so nice to be able to clearly speak to them. And mostly they're just very grateful. Not only is it your subconscious that's speaking, which is the expert of you, it's the you that's been with you since you came from Source. So it's been with you through every lifetime, in between lifetimes, every second of this lifetime. So it truly knows you better than you know you. It's the greater expert on you. It also is part of the collective conscious. So your subconscious is part of my subconscious and is part of your subconscious. And because of that, it has this global understanding. So I don't know how to put into words the wealth of knowledge that comes through during these sessions at that part. I get so tickled. I just get beside myself giddy when we're talking with the subconscious. I'll catch myself saying, I'm so happy you're here. It's so nice to talk to you. And they'll, I say they because I think, it's more than one, but the subconscious will say, oh, we're really happy to talk to you. And I can pick up a conversation with it that I had with a client several clients ago, and it will pick right up because it's part of the collective. So that's how big of a body of energy we're working with. Very special. It also helps expand the awareness that you have on your life and your situations. It's amazing to watch a person's facial expressions after they come out of trance because they all have this look of, wow, what just happened? Where did I go? That was amazing. And to get such depth and clarity to the issues that they had coming into the session makes a person just completely change, in many cases, how they viewed a situation. So where we could tend in our conscious mind to get really funneled into especially a negative situation, and we can't see the bigger picture, this just expands everything. So you can see, oh, this is where that came from. It was from this past life, or it's because I needed to learn this lesson, or this is part of my purpose. It just makes things more understandable. I guess it expands you. Picked up too during our sessions is it expands your frequency and your vibration. So you are more accessible to your subconscious. Your subconscious is more accessible to you after you have a session.
There are 3 types of people, and the one group are those that go completely out. They're just completely out, remember nothing. The other group would be the ones that are, they're very aware, they're very awake, and they remember most of what the session was, what the talking was. But the third group is probably the majority, and they fall in between those two, and it's like they're in a lucid dream, and their memory of what happened just slowly fades away. So those are the 3 categories of people that we see. But prior to a session, there is some preparation work that we like you to do also. And once you've made that commitment that you're going to do a session, immediately we work with your high self. Our high self connects with your high self, and we make that connection so we can plan the session. It helps run smoothly. Everybody's in alignment with what is going on. And we also do meditation before we're meeting with you too. And this is work that's done on a very high level. And I believe it's even higher than the Ascended Masters. It's going right to the source. And as Suzanne has said, the subconscious is so excited to talk to you. For some, they've waited a lifetime. And probably the most common statement that I hear is, they don't listen. They just won't listen. So this is just very exciting for them. And we also have the conscious mind that we're working with too. And Dolores refers to the conscious mind as Mr. Stupid. And we want Mr. Stupid to get out of the way. It thinks it knows everything, but it really knows very little. So we always ask, well, we don't say that when we're in a session. We call it the conscious, and we just tell it to step back, to listen, to look, and to learn. And sometimes during a session, we can tell when the conscious mind has come forward again. They want to be in the limelight. And again, we have to tell them something, just go to the back seat, just step aside. We might have to remind them again so the subconscious can come through. But we're able to detect that from the people. We also want you to prepare a list of questions. And we have 2 categories for those. And one are the life questions. And as Suzanne said, the most important one is, what is my purpose? What am I here for? What are my lessons? Everybody wants to know that. We want to know that we're on the right path. And the second set would be your physical or health issues that you have. And do you realize that the subconscious does not recognize labels that doctors put on us? They do, however, recognize symptoms or discomfort and not pain. We do not want to give pain any more power than what it already has. So most problems that people have, they're physical, emotional, they could be allergies, phobias, relation problems. They can be traced to events that have happened in their past lives. We want you to come with a blank canvas. Expect the unexpected. There are no limits except the limits of your own imagination. Tell your subconscious that you want it to be the director on this journey. And also realize that when you are in a past life, you will not always be a person. Some people are cells, they're animals, they're drops of water, they are a rock, they are in a place between lives where they're in a planning session, getting ready to choose their mother and their father and the lessons that they want to learn when they come down. They could also be in a resting place where they're in a void, totally relaxed and rested. They could be in an ozone layer. There's just any number of places that you will go to. So don't expect that you're going to be a female or a male, although that can happen too. Since December 21st, we've started to see a shift in the places that people will go to. And we've started to see them go back to the source or go back to the home that they originated from. We also want to ask the right questions so you get the right answers so you can help yourself. It's very important because the client is the one that's doing the healing. We are only the guides. So when the subconscious comes forward, it's such a powerful force. And it taps into the all-knowing and the source of all knowledge. And this is an extremely powerful force to witness. And it has all the answers, and it can heal the body. It is with our combined intention that you have the greatest healing. So thank you.
Session lasts anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. It's a long one, although it goes really fast. I think most people here that have had some sessions would agree with that. But when somebody comes, like Susan says, they come with a list of questions, both physical list of questions and personal life list of questions. We sit down, we get to know each other a little bit. We do that because it's important for us to know what your journey has been like. Why have you decided to come and have a session? What is it that you're getting out of this or hope to get out of this? And the more that we know about what your journey has been like, the better questions that we can ask on your behalf. Because our most important job in a session is to ask really, really good questions while you're under trance in order to get the information out. Your most important job is to keep your conscious mind receded back and out of the way. We get you mic'd up. I'll take you through, or we'll take you through a visualization exercise. We do that to turn on the right side of the brain because the left side is what we want to really receive. We want to really fire up the right brain. So we want to get your inner sight going and your inner knowing, your inner awareness, your sense of taste, even your sense of smell, because all of those will be used when we take you into the experience that we get to, albeit a past life or another type of experience. We start then with the induction, and I tell people, if you can just imagine that I'm telling you a story and you're just following all of those suggestions, don't be analyzing, don't be trying to figure out what we're doing because that gets the left brain all fired up. But just kind of go with it and have fun with it. That's how people get into this very, very easily, and this is why Dolores is such, oh my goodness, such a matriarch of this process. Your subconscious is driving this ship the whole time, so it's going to take you to the most important days that help explain that list of questions that you came in with. So there's a lot of fun. It is true pure joy in that room. It's like, I tell people, it's like sitting in a bowl of love to have access to your subconscious, and it is such a joy and an honor for us to assist you in finding this connection back to your true self. To just be kind of quiet, and please send some good energy our way to help Susan go under nice and easily and be able to prepare herself to bring forth her subconscious to answer any and all questions that you have.
subconscious as she looks out over the group. It is with love and big smiles. And this is the same feeling that comes from the quantum healing. The ability to tap in to your divine self, to your divine source, and access all this wonderful information just for you. You are each one of you so divine. Know that, and know that the love that is there for each one of you. It is a wonderful passage into a great expanse of energy, an expanse that's been so positioned, so heartfelt, so welcomed. Everyone has been looking forward to this energy, and it is so bright and shiny, just like a new penny. And it's wonderful to be around and to be in, to experience, and it is so joyful.
Can you help us to understand as human beings some of the negativity that's going on in the world now with our political system and with political systems all over the world and so many negative experiences?
To help you understand, was that
The negativity in the world right now.
there is really nothing to understand about it. Let it go. Give it love. Send out love that will help lift the negativity, help neutralize it, help send it away to wherever it needs to go. That it can be, that your love can be forward with your energies, lifting that up. It is a negativity that you do not want to buy into, but it's like the last threads of fear that they are dangling out there, that they are still holding on to, and this is creating some of the negativity. But please send it love.
Pause. And I was wondering if there's anything that I could do specifically to help them through the fear.
Did you get that?
To help them through their fear. You are their guide, and they are looking towards you, and stand steadfast. Do not lend an ear to their fear, but show them love and compassion with maybe a touch on the shoulder, and they know that you care, and that is what they are looking at. They look at you as a bright light for them. Never forget that. Keep with your compassion for them. Love will truly win out.
What are my most limiting beliefs in this lifetime?
Your most limiting beliefs? Open up your mind. Open up to your imagination. We do not see limiting beliefs. We only see places where you don't allow yourself to go. Open up. It is all there for you. And this is our goal, to improve the lives of people that we work with. So we are both dedicated practitioners. It's not a hobby to us. We are committed to helping other people.
I tell people it's like sitting in a bowl of love to have access to your subconscious. And it is such a joy and an honor for us to assist you in finding this connection back to your true self.